Greetings and welcome to today's video. My name is Shellings and this is Boy 2 Man. We are on the Way of the Superior Man series. And today's chapter we are reading to you is Be Willing to Change Everything in Your Life. The title of the video is How to Live Like a GTA Character. Let's read this chapter and we'll explain to you how you can live like a GTA character in real life. Chapter 12. Be willing to change everything in your life. A man must be prepared to give 100% to his purpose, fulfill his karma or dissolve it, and let it go away of that specific form of living. He must be capable of not knowing what to do with his life, entering a period of unknowingness and waiting for a vision or a new form of purpose to emerge. These cycles of strong specific action, followed by periods of not knowing what the hell is going on, are natural for a man who is shedding layers of karma in his relaxation into truth. As you open yourself to living at your edge, your deepest purpose will slowly begin to make itself known. In the meantime, you will experience layer after layer of purposes, each one getting closer and closer to the fullness of your deepest purpose. It is as if your deepest purpose is at the center of your being and is surrounded by layers of concrete circles, each circle being a lesser purpose. Your life consists of penetrating each circle from the outside toward the center. Now, let's think of Grand Theft Auto or any other MMORPG game. A game where you are the character of the game. A game where you create the rules and you have to follow them. When the video game is advertised to you, it is shown the amount of potentials. I remember watching the Grand Theft Auto advert and I was wowed. I was like, well, this is a cool ass game. I saw explosions, I saw you could ride a jet, I saw you could do so many things. You had so much potential that you was given. However, at the start of the game, it didn't start like that. There was so much potential in the game. You could go skydiving, you could jump out of an airplane, you could play with your teammates, kill each other with jets and all of that. There was so much potential in so many things that you could possibly do with the adverts that they showed us. Now, when you actually get the game and you do the first mission, the intro of the game, is something you cannot get out of. You can't just start the game and get a jet and start flying a jet. You have to do that first mission. You have to do that first mission that explains the whole story of the game with Trevor and XYZ. You have to do it. You cannot run away from it. And until you do that mission, you move on to another mission where you do side missions, small quests, XYZ, in order for you to get to the main part of the quest. You start as Michael, then you switch over, XYZ, they show you the whole theme of the game. And next thing you're playing as Franklin. You play as Franklin for a couple missions you play as Franklin until you get to a point where you can switch as Michael, and now Franklin and Michael meet each other and they're working together. Now the deepest purpose of the game is finally revealed to you. That is an analogy that can be used for real life. There is so much potential for you to live on this earth. You can buy a Ferrari and drive a Ferrari. You can go scuba diving. You can go swimming, go to the beach. You can study for a PhD and come out with a PhD. You can be the president. You can do so many things. There's so much potential for you in this life. Now, when you start this life, you don't just start this life and get access to the White House. You don't start this life and get access to a jet ski or a Bugatti or a Ferrari or any of those things that you have been advertised to by whatever outlet that you've seen it by. You have to complete the inevitable missions. In this case, most of us, it's high school. Most of us, it's primary school. A lot of us had to go through primary school in order to get to where we are at this moment in time. So those are inevitable missions that you have to do, but there are still missions that you have to do. There are still quests that you have to do. Those quests and missions and purposes are given to you for you to continue going until you get to a point where you've discovered your deepest purpose. Let's continue on. Hold that thought and let's continue on. The outer purposes are often the purposes you inherited or learned from your parents and childhood experiences. Perhaps your father was a fireman, so you decided to be a fireman as well. Or in reaction to him, you decided to be an arsonist. In any case, the outer circles, the purpose you often apply to yourself early in life, are most likely only distant approximations of your deepest purpose. As we've given you the example before, you remember when Franklin was stealing the first car with Lamar? I'm sure if you click this video because you know how GTA is, so you definitely know the first mission. You learn how to steal a car and how to drive a fast car, XYZ, and how to navigate the system. You learn how to use the specials and all of that. Same with this life. you are given the first purposes, the first outer purposes, and you learn whatever you learn along the path, the outer circle, in order for you to get into the next circle, to get closer to your deepest heart's purpose. Imagine if GTA just started with the final mission. It would have been really complicated because you would have had to understand a lot more for you to get to that final mission. All the skills that you use from the previous missions, all the abilities that you have, and learning how to use them was preparing you for that final mission. The same with your current purposes. Your current purposes may not be your deepest heart purpose. They are merely purposes which are leading you to your deepest purpose in core. If your deepest purpose is to meditate and realize God, you might find that before you can totally dedicate yourself to this practice, you must work your way through the concrete circles of playing with sexual partners, using drugs, getting married, raising children, developing a career. And finally, having dissolved your fascination and need to do all of that, getting down to the business of full-time meditation. That is merely an example. If you want to be an astronaut, if your deepest heart's purpose is to be an astronaut and land on Jupiter, build a house there, then you need to probably go and study mathematics. You need to then study astrophysics after that. You need to then study how to be an astronaut. You need to apply for a job to NASA or SpaceX or whatever facility is going to land you onto Jupiter. So you need to go through all these different purposes. Today, what is your purpose that's leading you to that deepest heart's purpose? I guess today, my purpose is to learn this mathematics equation so that I can pass the mathematics exam, which is going to get me into astrophysics school, which is going to get me to work with NASA or SpaceX, which is going to get me on Jupiter and to build a house. Oh yes, don't forget, you need to learn how to be an architect as well so that you know how to build a sustainable house on Jupiter. That's a joke. By the way, if you enjoy these kind of videos and this type of content, please do like and share this video with your friends, your colleagues, whoever you feel might need a path and understand the way of the superior man. Very soon, we'll be coming to an end of the series as we will be getting to the different parts. We wanted to specifically focus on part 1 because that is the beginning journey of the young man, the beginning journey of the superior young man. The rest, we will discuss this content as we move forward with this channel. Drop a comment as well of how you feel about this video, what you've learned so far, what you feel your purpose is, and how you can relate it to Grand Theft Auto, World of Warcraft, or any other video game that you can compare your life to. As you dissolve each layer and move toward the center, you will more and more be living to your deeper purposes, and then your deepest purpose. However, you are probably not yet living your deepest purpose yet. You probably need to burn off the karma or fulfill the need of the present purpose by which you are fascinated and distracted by. You currently have a purpose, currently at this moment in time, whether you are in university, high school, or you are merely fulfilling a job, you're doing a job, a work, or whatever it is. You have that purpose at this moment in time, but that purpose may not be the deepest purpose for you to fulfill. It may just be a purpose which is getting you to understand your deepest purpose. If you remember from the previous video, we spoke about discovering your purpose. We then said, if you don't know your purpose, your new purpose is to discover your purpose. So you had to go onto a purpose of discovering your own purpose. And once you found whatever that purpose in that moment in time was, you understood what it was. Now here's what we're saying today. That purpose that you may be aware of in this moment in time may not even be your deepest heart's purpose, your deepest purpose. It may not be the purpose of your core. It may just be the outer purpose. So before you had any purpose, you were not even near the circle of purposes. You were probably just wandering around, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do. And until you picked up the purpose of discovering your purpose, you then penetrated through the first circle. You fulfilled that purpose and penetrate through the next circle. Fulfill that purpose and penetrate through the next circle. So you must understand that as a man, you are going to have multiple purposes that you need to fulfill. Day by day, you're going to have so many things that you need to do. You must do them day by day. Wake up in the morning, understand what your mission is today. What do I need to do? Because if you don't fulfill that purpose, you won't get to your deepest heart purpose, and you won't fulfill that, and your life will just be stuck at the outer circle of purposes. Remember, we were not even close to the circle before. We're now at the outer circle. And we need to get deeper and closer to your deepest heart purpose. And this is where we're going to leave you. We still have more of the chapter to go. This is quite a long chapter, so we're going to break down this chapter into 3 parts or 2 parts. So we'll see you again next week with the same chapter. Be willing to change everything in your life, or how to live life as a Grand Theft Auto character. Share this with your friends, your colleagues, your mates, whoever you feel needs their paths, whoever you feel needs to follow the way of the superior man. Leave a like and a comment of how you felt during this episode, during this lesson here today. Share your purpose as well, what you believe your current purpose is. Let's create a community with this channel that we may help each other become superior men. And remember, never be afraid to be too manly.